So this is the continuation video, problem number 64. Sketch the graph of y is equal to minus 1 by 3 x cube minus 3x plus 2. So this will be asked. This type of question will be asked in 5 marks. Sketch the graph means we should discuss about few properties of the graph, out of which first you have to clearly understand what are all the properties that we have to discuss under sketch the graph. So everything I am going to tell you orally, so observe it and try to keep it in your mind. Sketch the graph means what are all the topics that we have to discuss. Before that, first I am writing the given function y is equal to minus 1 by 3 x cube minus 3x plus 2. So since cubic equation is here, just for our better understanding we are factorizing this, or even if we don't factorize, even you can keep it here also. No need to factorize like this, even you can keep it here also. How to factorize? Just refer this 10th standard method. Since add the coefficients 1 plus 2 3, 3 minus 3 0. So coefficients, if I add 0 comes, so 1 will be definitely a factor. So synthetic division, do the synthetic division and find out the numbers like this. This is nothing but quotient. So x square plus x minus 2. Factorizing this, we are getting x plus 2, x minus 1. Already one x minus 1 is a factor. Another x minus 1 is present. So x minus 1 whole square into x plus 2. By factorizing this, we are writing this as these two. How means just refer this. Okay. Now, what are all the topics that we have to discuss under sketch the graph? First one is domain. Domain meaning is, in this equation, what are all the values that we can substitute for x? That is called domain. Again I repeat, domain means what are all the values that we can use for x. What is the meaning for domain? What are all the values that we can use for x? For example, suppose if I am taking positive numbers for x, definitely I will get one answer here. Even if I divide by 3, I am going to get one number as the answer. Even if I use negative number, I am going to get one answer. So if any number if I use for x, I am going to get one answer. Yes or no? That is called, so no restriction in taking values for x. Any value we can take for x. Definitely this totally will give us one answer. So domain is any number we can use for x. So minus infinity to plus infinity, any number can be used for x. That is the meaning. So meaning of domain is what are all the values that we can take for x. Here we can take any number because any number will give one answer here. Suppose if a number makes this infinity, then I cannot take such number because a function will not exist at that point. But here I can use any number is going to give one answer. So the domain is minus infinity to infinity. Next heading is range. Range means what are all the values that y can get. We are going to give values for x. Y value, it will come. If we put x, y will come, right or not? So what are all the values that will come for y? That is called range. Try to understand the difference. Here domain means what are all the value that we can use for x, we can use. Range means what are all the values that y can take, that we are not substituting, we are only substituting for x, y value comes. So what are all the values that can come for y? That is called range. What are all the values? Now suppose if I am putting x as 10, so what happens here? 1000 minus 300 plus 2, some positive number. Negative sign is present before, so answer will be negative. So y can take negative values. Suppose if I am using 1 here, what happens? It becomes 0. So 1 plus 2 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. So if I take minus 1, what will happen? Minus 1 plus 3 plus 2. So minus 1 plus 3 plus 2. Plus 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 minus 1, 4. Yes or no? 4, this is a negative number. so negative answer is coming. If I put minus 10, what happens? Minus 1000 plus 300 plus 2. So negative comes, negative into negative will become positive. So positive answers also come. So y can give us negative answers as well as positive answers here. So any answer can come for y. So y range is also minus infinity to plus infinity. Any number can come as the answer. Positive numbers also can come, 0 can come, even negative numbers also can come. So range is also minus infinity to plus infinity. Next thing that we have to discuss is intercepts. Intercepts means two types, x intercept, y intercept. How to find y intercept? Put x equal to 0 in this equation. Put x equal to 0. What happens? 0, 0, only 2 is present. So minus 2 by 3 is called y intercept. To find x intercept, what we have to do? Put y equal to 0. So here it becomes, if I put 0 here, then that is why we have factorized this. This is written in factors like this. So if this becomes 0, this is called y actually. So y becomes 0. So this is 0. From here I can say x minus 1 whole square equal to 0, or x equal to 1, 1, 2 times, because square is there. And if this is 0, x equal to minus 2. So these are the three values that we are getting. So putting x equal to 0 means we are finding y intercept. Y intercept value is minus 2 by 3. Putting y equal to 0 means we are finding x intercept. So x intercepts are these three numbers, 1, 1, minus 2. So try to understand what we are trying to do. We are sketching the graph. Sketching the graph means we should draw the graph. Before drawing the graph, we should explain these things: domain, range, intercepts. We will see the next heading called asymptotes. So the next heading is asymptotes. So this is the given equation, right? This is the given question. Clearly it will not have slant asymptote because numerator degrees should be greater than the denominator. Here there is no polynomial in denominator, no slant asymptote. Also denominator will not become 0 because only 3 is present. So there is no vertical asymptote. Even there will not be any horizontal asymptote here, because when I use x as infinity, the answer cannot come as a proper number. Answer will also become infinity. So there is no asymptote for this equation. So we are writing there is no asymptote. So what are all the topics that we have discussed so far? Domain, range, intercepts, asymptotes. Next one is monotonicity. Monotonicity I am not going to explain in a deep way because many problems we did. So monotonicity means talking about increasing, decreasing. So this is the given question, f of x. Find out f dash of x, which means x cube differentiation 3x square minus 3x differentiation minus 3, 2 will become 0. Put f dash of x 0, so that before that I am just simplifying this, taking this 1 by 3 inside, 3 gets cancelled, minus x square. 1 by 3 if goes this to this, 3 gets cancelled, minus into minus plus 1. So simplifying this we get this. Then put f dash of x equal to 0, so this equal to 0, minus x square comes to other side, x value is plus or minus 1. So plus 1 and minus 1 are called critical numbers. So once we get critical numbers, we draw the number line minus infinity to plus infinity, mark the two critical numbers in the number line, minus 1 and plus 1. Then draw the table: interval, first derivative, monotonicity. First derivative means I have written here this, even you can write this also. I have taken this, even you can use this also. So interval, how many intervals are there? 3, 1, 2, 3. First one minus infinity to minus 1. Use one number from this interval in place of x. Suppose minus 2. Minus 2 means what happens here? 12 minus 3, 9. So negative number, minus 9 by 3, negative. Negative means strictly decreasing. Second interval, minus 1 to 1. Take one number from here, 0. Substitute here. 0 minus 3, minus 3, another minus, so positive, strictly increasing. Third interval, 1 to infinity. Yes or no? 1 to infinity. Take 2, substitute. 12 minus 3, 9. Again minus is present, so negative, strictly decreasing. So this is called monotonicity. At which interval it is decreasing, increasing. Talking about this, how to do: first derivative equal to 0, find out critical numbers, draw the number line, getting the intervals and drawing this table. That is called monotonicity. Next, local maximum and local minimum. That will be told from this table itself. F dash of x changes from negative to positive at which point? Minus 1, at x equal to minus 1. Negative to positive means what is the meaning? Local minimum. F attains local minimum at x equal to minus 1. Local minimum value, how to find out? F of minus 1. So in the function, this is the function actually, or this f of x, put minus 1 in place of x, substitute. In place of x you put minus 1 and the answer is minus 4 by 3. Minus 4 by 3 is called local minimum value. Then we will see from the table f dash of x changes from positive to negative at the point what? 1. That is the next step. So f dash of x changes from positive to negative at the point x equal to 1. So which means f attains positive to negative, which means local maximum. F attains local maximum at this point x equal to 1. How to find local maximum value? Substitute this number in the function f of 1. F of x, in place of x you use 1, answer becomes 0. So local maximum value is 0. So here we discussed about local maximum and local minimum. Next, concavity. So many headings are coming. Can you remember from the beginning? First one is domain, range, intercepts, asymptotes, monotonicity. Under monotonicity we are also telling about local maximum and local minimum. Then the concavity. Concavity also we know very well. We know f dash of x value is this. Concavity means second time differentiation. So x square becomes 2x, 1 becomes 0. Put f double dash of x equal to 0. So this becomes 0, x equal to 0. So draw another number line, minus infinity to plus infinity. Mark this number in the number line. Now two intervals we are getting. Put another table. Interval, here f double dash of x, concavity. If you see the previous table, interval, f dash of x, monotonicity. Here interval, second derivative, concavity. Take the first interval, take one value, negative number. If I use minus 2, this becomes plus, so positive. Positive means concave upward. Second interval, take one number, 3. If I substitute 3 here, answer is negative, so concave downward. Yes or no? So we discussed about concavity in this table. Now see, concavity changes, concave upward to concave downward at which point? 0. So the point of inflection is at which point the concavity changes. No, take that point, substitute that point in the function. That is called point of inflection. 0 comma, substituting 0 in the function, 0 comma f of 0 is called what? Point of inflection. What is f of x? We know. In f of x, substitute in place of x 0, answer will be minus 2 by 3. So 0 comma minus 2 by 3 is the point of inflection. So these are all the things that we have to discuss under sketching the graph. And after discussing everything, we should draw the diagram. So x-axis, y-axis. We already have noted that the intercepts are the x-intercepts. If you see, two numbers will be getting minus 2, 1. So the graph will go and meet x-axis at 2 points, minus 2 and 1. Also we noted that y-intercept is minus 1. So in y-axis, minus 1 will be here. So the graph comes like this. It cuts minus 2 in x-axis, and also it goes through minus 1 in y-axis, and again it cuts x-axis at 1. Since in the positive interval the curve is concave downward, so we should draw like this. So this is the rough diagram for the given function. Hope you will understand. Just diagram we have drawn using all these results. These three are the intercepts that we found out. That plays a major part in drawing the diagram. Also this plays a major part because in the negative interval concave upward, so from here to here the curve is concave upward. If I draw tangent, the tangent's curve will lie above, but here if I draw tangents, curve will lie below, so that is called concave downward. So from that we can easily draw this diagram. Hope you will understand. If not, any doubt you can call and ask me. If you understood, you just write and practice all these sums. These are all very important sums that we have discussed. Past 4 to 5 classes, what are all the sums we did, all are important sums. So as I said in the beginning, I am going to give revision problems hereafter. Those revision sums you should really work it out, write and practice. Try to keep those problems at your fingertips. After doing that, you write those sums in the revision notebook. So revision notebook is as important as your classwork. By seeing in point of view of examination, both are very important, your classwork as well as your revision notebook. Revision problems I will give you. Start your revision from today onwards. Thank you, children.